the Butchered Writers, and I run the Substack. And we now have 19 members, one in Canada, one in South Africa, and the rest of us are in the UK and in America. And I am going to be reading today from 80s Death Mixtape, a horror anthology. You can get our books from the Amazon, you can get them from Terra Monthly, and you can get them from the Butchered Writers, all three places. And we have about 20 books out right now. We are working on our 21st book, which is Tarot Monthly. Tarot. So, yeah, we have that. I'm a little flustered because technical difficulties. They're so much fun. And I lost one of my watchers. I don't know what's going on. But happy Friday to everyone. I hope that you're having a better Friday than I am with technical glitches in my computer. So far, I'm not frozen. That's good. So our next project, as I was saying, is Tarot. That's going to be coming out shortly. And then after that is Steampunk. So get ready for that because we're going to be having a lot of fun. Also, right now, we have the project going on in Patreon, which is where you guys, the audience, get to participate. We have two stories going, a cosmic horror story and a folklore horror story. So if you go to the Butchered Patreon, you can get all caught up. We're already at chapter 5, but what's really neat is that you, the audience, get to vote on what the writers have to write about. We don't have a choice. So everything is directed by you in which direction our stories go. And sometimes that is surprising. One week I got something I didn't want to do, and I had to do it anyways. It turned out okay, though, but it's a little bit nerve-wracking. Anyways, here's to my live story reading. I'm going to read my story, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It's a short little quick story that has a mummy in it. So here goes today's reading. Tiffany stayed late at the Department of Egyptian Antiquities. She was hunched over one of the big examination tables with a swing arm lamp, focused on a scarab beetle necklace for the new mummy. A can of tab was next to her. She knew it was breaking the rules, but her boss was long gone. She'd been pulling all-nighters for college credits this semester, since the exhibition was coming soon. The air was cold. She shivered and put on her neon pink windbreaker, grabbing her matching scrunchies and gathering her hair into a high ponytail off the nape of her neck. Sighing, she rubbed her eyes and turned her Walkman up, louder, downing the rest of the tab in one gulp. She crunched the can in her fist and threw it I can't read today. In the garbage. Damn. Out of tab. She'd have to head back to her desk in the office. Tiffany left the necklace next to a water bottle and the toothbrush she was working with. She pushed hard on the doors to the offices, trudging back to the cubicles. A sign in the break room with a kitten hanging from a branch read, "Hang in there." Tiffany chuckled to herself. Yeah, she was hanging in there real well since Wade dumped her. The lying, cheating asshole. Figures. She should have known when he started spending more time in the humanities department with Jennifer, that two-bit whore. What did Jennifer have that she didn't have anyway? Sinking into her office chair, she popped open another tab, then picked up a fuzzy, pink-haired troll and rubbed it for good luck. She spritzed herself with Love's Baby Soft before hopping up. Tiffany shoveled back to the lab, but turned around, remembering the stacked papers she needed to read through for class, and picked them up. She bopped along to Bruce Springsteen as she returned to her station, papers in hand. The mummy on the table beside her station looked like a desiccated shell of a person. Tiffany stopped to look at her. She'd affectionately named her Martha because they didn't know who she was yet. Martha had died in her 20s. Peering into her empty eye sockets sent a cold shiver down Tiffany's spine. She was only 20 herself and wanted to live forever. After all, weren't all ladies just looking for a good time? Martha's features were fine-boned. She was once petite and stood only 5 and her features were fine boned. She was once petite and stood only 5'3". She was buried with the wicked dagger for the afterlife and a number of other ritual objects. The dagger had cartouches carved on it. Tiffany bent to get a closer look, admiring the craftsmanship. Those Egyptians, she smiled, picturing them striding about the museum as she danced along to the next tune on her Walkman. Was that a cat carved on the dagger's handle? Tiffany adored cats. She had an Abyssinian home named Theo. She bent closer, her ponytail flapping over her left shoulder, and she dropped the pile of papers on top of the mummy, along with a splash of tab. Oh shit! Tiffany scrambled to mop up the tab of the fallen pages. In the process, she cut herself on the dagger. Shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Tunes is gonna kill me. She smeared her blood across the mummy's exposed teeth. Damn it to hell! Floundering about the lab like an octopus, she went rushing around for towels to mop up her mess and find the first aid kit. Crisis averted. The grad student stood beside the mummy apologetically. She thought the damage didn't show too much. She hoped nobody would notice, but cringed when she noticed the blood stain on Martha's teeth. So much for passing this semester with a perfect 4.0. Groaning, Tiffany turned away and returned to her station to continue cleaning the scarab necklace. It was sometime around midnight when Tiffany felt the air stir behind her. It smelled old and musty. As she turned, she saw out of the corner of her eye the point of a fine dagger. It was the one from Martha's collection, but it couldn't be. Horrified, she swiveled around in her chair and faced the mummy, which was leering over her with empty eye sockets. It strode towards her in the way Egyptian mummies do, and she held up her clipboard to defend herself. Scrambling around the lab, she looked for anything to use as a weapon, but came up empty-handed. So, clipboard it was. The dagger went through the clipboard like butter. Tiffany screamed and turned to put the desk between her and the monstrosity. What do you want? What every lady wants, my dear. I'm just out for a good time, darling. Sorry it has to end this way, the mummy said, cocking its head at her. You don't have to do this. Oh, you see, but I think I do. The mummy swung at her and missed it. As Tiffany hopped to the side, thankfully for Tiffany, it was a bit clumsy, but having just woken up from the dead. But why? Because I swore if I ever came back, I would live life to the fullest. The mummy turns its dark gaze on her, its jaw opening in a rictus grin with a loud cracking noise. And you have something I deeply desire. It swung again. Tiffany raced around to the other side of the table to escape. What's that? She panted. Life. The mummy chased her around the table and sliced through her billowing windbreaker. The fabric tore with an audible rip, but Tiffany was still faster. She made her way to the exit, only to find it locked. She panicked and curled up in a tiny ball, not wanting to see what was before her. The mummy strode towards her, clearly on a mission, and raised its dagger, grinning maliciously. I've waited for this night for so long, Martha thought. You have no idea how much I've been looking forward to a good time, my dear. Martha proceeded to stab Tiffany with wild abandon, relishing the bloody task at hand. When she finished, she put on her victim's ruined neon windbreaker and marched into the office area. She strode over to Tiffany's desk, spritzed herself with Love's baby soft perfume, pocketed the pink-haired troll for luck, then walked out of the museum and into the night in that certain way mummies do. Well, and I'm frozen again. Martha certainly seems to be the type of cat that likes to have fun. Sadly, I'm having technical difficulties. I do hope that you were able to hear me. Really sorry if you weren't able to. Oh well. I guess I'm frozen in a certain position and I will have to call it a day because my internet is not working for me. I'm sorry about this, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.